flex me a bad body. So, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strong, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.
Good evening. Welcome to iBoxingHub. If you're new to this channel, remember to subscribe, like, and share. I go by the name of BIYENGE, featuring yours truly, Trey. What's good? What's good?
Yes, cuz, big up to you and big up to the whole of the community that's tuned in right now for episode 206. Cuz, like I said, the consistency, loving the energy, and I just appreciate, just having these conversations with you live with the people. But before we get into the show, I've obviously got my D-Rock on. Here's a word from my sponsors, D-Rock Clothing. Yes, people. That's iBoxingHub in association with D-Rock. So people, take advantage of the discount code, which is iBoxingHub24, and you get 40% off everything. So if you like what I'm wearing, if you liked what my cousin was wearing during the shadow boxing in the videos, just head over to the description and utilize that discount code. Cuz obviously, before we get started into the show, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the whole of the iBoxingHub family. We appreciate the work throughout, the Stay Weighed In brothers, Abbas and Ray. They did obviously the preview for the event that we're obviously going to be discussing on this show. So big up to them. And also big up to, the newest members of the team, of course, IBH USA. So there's going to be a lot of content coming from them in these next, few weeks. So big up to them as well. And let's not forget as well, IBH North, Crossroads in boxing. The whole series has been great. Eric has been tremendous. Ricky has been tremendous. CJ has been tremendous. So big up to them and just big up to just the whole of the family, but let's get down to business. What do you see in cuz?
Double whammy on the 19th of July. You got the Triple D Usyk and you got the Marius Barrios and Pacquiao.
Yeah,
that undercard actually looks live. Look at the undercard. Look at it.
Yep, you got Fandora through 2, Pitbull versus Fiora 2, Figueroa versus Gonzalez. Cuz I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I had my reservations about Pacquiao being back and stuff like that, man. But for boxing, I guess it's good. And he's saying he's back for good. Yeah, he's saying he's back. He's not coming for one fight. He's saying he's back because he's had that itch, man. So let's see. I'm not really in favor of him doing what he's doing, man. But look, we can't tell a man to not do something that he feel that he can do. So look, let's see what happens, man. But it's a double whammy. I agree with you. It's a double whammy. And I think boxing is going to win on that night, man, because, you've got just 2 back-to-back events. Obviously, the UK, Usyk Dubois. Then you've got, obviously, the Pacquiao card with Barrios. El Azteca. Got to put respect in the Aztec Warrior's name, man. He's my guy, man. So I appreciate it.
What if Barrios knocks out Pacquiao? Is he still continuing, or he's gonna call it a day?
That's this is what I'm saying, cuz. So Barrios has got a task in his hands, cuz. And when I mean a task, I mean that should he do a job, I don't think Pacquiao's coming back, man. If I'm honest with you, man. But if Pacquiao wins, which he's thinking he's gonna win, then I think he would continue defend that title, and who knows, he might get a certain Money May back in the ring, so they can have that special number 2. Who knows? Even I'm not really in favor of it, but yes. Big up, Mr. Styles 619, bro. Where you been? We ain't seen you in a minute, my brother. Where you been, man? Hopefully you're well. Hopefully mental health is well as well. But yeah, cuz I want to hear your thoughts, man.
Listen, I just think he's making a mistake here because again, this is more of the return of Pacquiao. They're forgetting that Pacquiao is a challenger. He's fighting a world champion, a younger world champion, a taller world champion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and then again, and Pacquiao has been inactive for like what is it, 5 years?
Yeah, it's like four. I'd say, yeah.
So, look, there's a slim chance Pacquiao could win, or there's a slim chance that it could be a draw. But yeah, I'm rooting for Marius Barrios to do the job.
Yeah, same, man. Plus, that's my guy. I've been supporting him, up to this point, man. I can't back down in supporting him in this situation. Plus, as well, I hate to be that guy, but you got the younger fighter. He's in his 30s, facing a fighter that's in that tail end, nearly touching 50, cuz man. So surely, Father Time, should come into play there. Yeah, surely, man.
I mean, I'm hearing talks about Tank saying he wants a slice of Pacquiao if he beats Marius Barrios. That's crazy. He should be focusing on Roach.
Yeah, man, and that fight's coming up, funny enough, on the 16th of August, I believe, man. And obviously, that kind of leads on to our next point as well. This is a fight that should have happened. It didn't happen. And it was be happening on that same day, innit, man? You got Haney versus the Takeover. It was supposed to happen on the 16th. It's not happened, of course. Cuz I just want to get your thoughts, man, because for me, I believe that fighters are fighters and they're not afraid of anyone and they're not going to be ducking anyone. So the reason why this fight's not happened, in my opinion, is because it must be a monetary thing. Maybe Tio looked at the figures and was like, look, I should be getting more, man. And honestly, Barrios is going to put on the show. Yes, Mr. Star 619. He's going for El Azteca, the Aztec warrior, man, he's got the platform to shine. So yeah, cuz
I mean, as a boxing fan, I am disappointed because that would have been a great fight, Lopez and Haney. When it comes to money, look, Eddie Hearns broke it down. He said, look, unfortunately, Lopez is not a ticket seller. Like he doesn't do pay-per-views, numbers like that. Whereas Haney, he's been doing decent pay-per-view. Him and Garcia, him and what's his name? The Australian dude. He fought. Yeah, they've done decent numbers. My issue is sometimes I think Lopez is outpriced himself, sorry. And I think that's the issue because obviously I don't know ins and out, but they said the figure was 10 million. And I'm sure that's like one of his biggest personal.
Yeah, man. And
he's a champion as well.
Yeah.
He's the unified champion. Is it unified, right?
No, he's just the WBO champion, but he's obviously got the Ring magazine. So
yeah.
Unified.
It's just it's shocking, man. What's his excuse for pulling out?
Who, Teofimo? I haven't heard anything directly, but from my understanding, I'm guessing it's just money, man. I think he just wants more than that figure that was offered to him, man.
This is the problem here. Yeah, we've said this in multiple pods in the past. The problem is, yeah, as a fighter, right? Yes, you should know your worth, but this fight is a big fight that is going in here, and he's guaranteed to make millions. Should this fight be a good fight and there's a rematch, he's going to make double the amount. Do you know what I mean? So I just don't understand why they got to outprice themselves, because now it's just like, who's going to fight him now?
That's what I'm saying.
He wants the likes of Crawford, Boots, but dude, come on, like Crawford and Boots, they don't even need to entertain you. They don't.
No, it's true. He ain't going to get more, which is true. Yeah, Mr. Star 619 agrees with you, man. I think you should strike when the iron's hot. And he's also saying that if Teal versus Devin gets made official, I'm going with Teofimo, the Takeover. And look, it's fair, cuz, man, and it is a fight that needs to happen because I would say that they've been in the same division now for quite some years now. Obviously, they've moved up in different weight classes or whatever, man, but they've always been in the same weight class one way or another. So it's been like 7-8 years in the making, man. This now is the time this fight needs to happen, man.
My understanding, I think someone said that it was because Haney's campaigning at 147, right?
Now it is, yeah.
Yeah, and Lopez is at 140.
Yep.
140. So I think they wanted to do it at 145. And I'm not sure what happened there, but I'm disappointed, man. I am disappointed because it's just like, I just want to know, for him to pull out, he maybe either he's injured or he just doesn't want to smoke. That's just the only thing I can think of. You know, I'm not even trying to make an excuse for him, but it's annoying because, like, look, you went from beating Lomachenko, you know, and then, you know, losing to Kambosos, and then back to winning streak again, and beating what's his face, Barboza and Josh Taylor. Do you know what I mean? So now it's just like, dude, you're flying now, but it's just shocking.
It's true, man. Look, Mr. Stars 619, big up to you, my brother. Thanks for tuning in. He's obviously saying they both have the resumes and they both fought the exact same people. So why wouldn't they just get in there to see who's truly the best between them both? I agree with you, Mr. Stars 619. It is something that needs to happen. You know, us fans, we've been pondering, we've been waiting for this fight to happen, and I'm just hoping that this is kind of just part of the negotiations. You know, he gives an offer, there's a no, and then it kind of just continues from there, man. So let's see what happens. I'm sure Turkey can, you know, work out some magic to get them to fighting, of course, man.
But bear in mind, he's disrespected Turkey, though. He's been cussing him on the internet. And
he's come out and said sorry as well, because he's come out and just apologized and all of that, man. You know, yeah. He don't want to mess up the bag.
It's not on because, you know, Eddie Hearn said that dealing with Lopez is a headache. You know, he outprices off all the time. This is why he's not getting the fights. If he was a big star, I mean, he ideally should be further than where he is now in terms of, you know, pay-per-view, stardom, whatnot. But sometimes your attitude just doesn't help, innit, you know? But hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is, man.
Hopefully, if we don't get that fight, I don't know. I look, Boots. I don't even know what's going on with Boots because at the moment 147. But is he going to stay at 147 or is he going to move up?
Yeah. So from my understanding, and this is from both Brian Norman Jr. and from the kind of the Boots camp as well, is that they're only going to be focusing on fights for the belts. So I think they're only going to be looking at sort of the unification, so they can just wrap up Undisputed and all these other fights from fighters moving in their division for the first time, giving them a title shot. I don't think they want to be doing that, man. So unless they make this fight official soon, the fans aren't going to care when they decide to actually want to make it official. I agree with you, Mr. Star 619. I agree with you completely. It is a fight that needs to happen, and I hope it happens very soon, man, because both fighters love them or hate them. You know, they've got tremendous resumes and a lot of people, and this is a lot of people. I'm not just saying it just for the sake of it, but you can argue it's two undisputed or former undisputed champions, you know, colliding in the ring, and it's the future of American boxing, because this isn't just going to be big for global boxing, but for American boxing as a whole, man. You know, just having two, you know, marquee names, you know, battle it out in the ring, it'll be good, man. To see that in Vegas or something. Do you know what I mean?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your thoughts on? Because I really do feel sorry for Joseph Parker, because, you know, he's been at this position for a while actually, and, you know, he wants to fight on the undercard of Usyk and Triple D. He wants to fight Derek Chisora, but I know that Derek will not entertain Joseph Parker because, you know, he's beaten him twice already, and this trilogy, obviously Parker saying, you know, I've never had a trilogy before. It'll be interesting to have a trilogy, but Derek, remember, he's currently #1 IBF, right? So he's patiently waiting, because for him to fight Parker or to fight anyone and to lose that spot, yeah, he's not gonna be silly. I mean, he's gonna wait. That's gonna be his 50th fight, and who knows? Who knows? He could win a world title.
It's true. It's true. Look, Mr. Styles 619 is obviously saying Joseph Parker should fight the winner of Usyk versus Dubois. I 100% agree with you. I think that is the fight that needs to happen next, man, because he deserves it for what he's done in the ring. For everything that he's been able to do thus far, the comeback story. What he's been able to achieve. Give this man a title shot, man. Do you know what I mean? You can't have these interims forever. These interims need to be transformed to world champions, man. Always just holding belts for no reason,
Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting time for boxing because, like I previously mentioned, AJ's got that 2-fight deal with Turkey Al Sheikh.
Yeah.
It's a crazy one because I've been listening to so many podcasters, etc., like the likes of TalkSport, Froch, etc. What they're saying is like AJ's in a risky position at the moment. Like this fight, whoever he fights next, should he lose, his career is over. And when I say his career is over, obviously he can still box, but he's out of the race. Well, he's out of the race already, but commercially, because his name is still there, he can still fight the big names. But if he loses this fight, wow, where do you go?
Yeah, he's in a bit of a sticky situation, but like you said, cousin, I think you've called it probably 1,000 times, man. Like, let's just run the fight, unfinished business with Jarrell Miller in the States, man. That's the only fight right now that I would say it makes sense for him, or the Wilder fight, or if Fury's gonna miraculously, come back from his retirement.
I think the Fury and AJ fight, I believe it can happen. No, it won't be for $500 million. That'll be ridiculous. Yeah, no, it won't be for $500 million. I believe probably 200 to 300 mil that will tempt Fury, and possibly 50%, or if Fury's going to be a bit greedy, probably take 60 and AJ 40%. Then that's when the fight, I can see that fight happening. As of now, it's this two deal, because they're talking about him fighting Gerald Anderson. Not being rude yet, man. Got nothing against Gerald Anderson. He's a good prospect, etc. But why is AJ going backwards when he's supposed to be going upwards?
Yeah, it's true. He is coming off a big loss, though, man. It was
yes,
quite
yes. Man. But that's one loss that he's obviously, that's one loss he's taken. But where is he currently ranked in heavyweight, AJ? I haven't been checked yet. But my point, what I'm trying to make is just like, when we say warm-up fight, building confidence, I don't buy all that rubbish no more, man. I just think to myself, dude, this is boxing. This is what comes with boxing, So it's just,
even Mr. Star 619, man. The only fight that makes sense at this point is the big Fury fight. We know it just all depends on the dollars and cents at the end of the day. And I agree with you, because a fight with Miller, not Jerome Miller, but the Gerald Anderson. Sorry, I think. Yeah. It's more of a win-win for Jared, in my opinion.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say, because how I see it is like, look, all right, Fury's retired now, whatever. Yeah, the only fights that make sense is 3 opponents: Miller, the unfinished business; Wilder, because the fight never happened; and possibly Bakoli. Reason why I say Bakoli is because, look, okay, he lost to Parker, last minute replacement, and he drew with Ife, and it's just like, why not just make this fight happen? Just make it happen, and let's have it. And then because it's a 2-fight deal. So after this 2-fight deal, you calling it a day? So it just, for me, it just doesn't make any sense. And if Gerard Anderson was to shock the world by beating him, his status has gone up. Then it's like, why did you do that? What position to do that? You know, it's a question he just has to ask himself. It's like, look, he's the boss, allegedly. He's the final boss. So he can say, this is who I want. You know, because I hate when they say, oh, yeah, he ain't getting a payday. Well, what's the point then? What is the point? When it goes to Miller, oh, I'm on bigger things. Well, technically now, you and Miller pretty much need each other. Or you and I'm surprised, right? I'm actually surprised at Wilder. He's coming back, yeah. He's fighting on the 27th. And it's just like, Wilder, shouldn't you be calling out AJ then? Be like, do you know what? We've got L's in our records now. We're no longer in our prime. Let's do it.
Maybe that's the whole thing that he's probably doing now. He's having this tune up, you know, this. Yeah, you know what happens with tune ups. Yeah.
Left. We know, but listen, this tune up can go so bad, yeah, worse than Zhang tune up, yeah. Then what? Then what? Yeah.
That's what I'm doing, cause man, a fight with Jared Anderson doesn't really do much for Anthony Joshua in terms of getting him back into the contention, which I agree. So the only person that he has to gain, is Jared Anderson. I agree. It's more of a win-win for Anderson because he's having that big commercial fight, you know, with a global name from the UK. So it only makes sense for Anderson, really. I don't know how it would make sense for AJ. It's more of a tune-up. But like you said, because tune-ups are dangerous. We just saw what happened last week with a tune-up. They're so dangerous, that.
Yeah, last week tune-up, I'm not going to lie. I was not expecting that. To be fair, wow, he took it to plan. Wow, yeah, there's definitely respect there. Definitely respect there. But, but no, he doesn't need your. I think they're just throwing out names there just to hype people. I think the 2-fight deal is basically, you know, him Fury fights, first fight, however it goes, there could be a rematch from there, you know? Do you know what I mean? That's what I think. But because it's just it doesn't make sense. And just to think him fighting Gerald Anderson's coming from a loss, right? Obviously he fought last time, and then he won in it his last fight.
He did. Yeah, he did.
Hungry. And he's gonna think, yeah, I could beat AJ. And he could if he lands. Do you know what I mean?
That's the heavyweight division, cause
and it's just like the question is, that you know, the likes of AJ, Wilder, Fury, they're no longer in their prime no more. Yeah, and the punch resistance is going. Yeah, and this is the time you should pretty much retire. But don't get me wrong, I'm not a boxer. I train in that. But if you still got that itch and you want to make that fight happen, I believe they can make that fight happen. I believe they can. You know, these are millionaires. Yeah, but it's the politics that's just making it boring. You know, it's making it boring. But look, best luck to him. But I think Fury's got another Netflix series coming out.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Big up to Lucy all the way from the States. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've missed you. Lucy's Fats is obviously saying perhaps they're accepting that AJ isn't championship material anymore. That Lucy's Fats does come through, of course. So, cause it's interesting. It's interesting to see what AJ's next steps will be. But we can all agree that he still holds big commercial weight.
The thing is, there is options where he can actually fight Parker, but which is a good thing and a bad thing, because he fights Parker. If he was to beat Parker, he's in a good shot.
He's right in the mix. Right in the mix.
But then it's just like, is he up for fighting Parker? You know, because it's just going to be a long night. Parker's hungry. Parker's he's in his prime. He's in his prime. Prime Parker.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The thing is just like, look, because they were saying if Dubois was to beat Usyk, he's become undisputed, right? Then it makes sense for him and AJ to have the rematch. But I think, well, no, it doesn't, because he lost. You know, like Parker should be next in line.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So it's just like, I just want Fury just to come out of retirement just for this one fight. He knows what he's doing. He's playing mind games. He's playing mind games.
And then plus as well, look, a lot of the boxers do it, you know, as they get older. They kind of look back. I think this is what Pacquiao did as well. During his 4 years, him and his team were scanning. I'm sure at some point they highlighted Barrios. Yes, this is the correct person that we should come back against. And that's what I think Fury's doing, man. Fury's kind of looking at the scope of the heavyweight division, seeing what happens with the undisputed fights, etc. And I think he would obviously make his move. But we all know what he's gonna do, man. I think these guys are gonna eventually get in the ring, and it's a big money fight for both guys, and both can sail off to the sunlight or whatever you would want to call it, because there's nothing left to prove after that fight.
Yeah. It'll be a big British fight. It won't be as big as it was once before, but it'll be a huge fight, and I've got a feeling there'll be an upset cause in that fight. Yeah, I think it'll be a bloodbath. I don't think it's going to be because just going by their last performance, yes, you will probably outbox him, but then AJ hits harder than Usyk. Do you know what I mean? So he can hit Fury. I know people say, but Wilder hit Fury got to be here. But look, they had a trilogy, and ever since Wilder Fury fought, it's that both of them have not been the same.
Yeah, fight took a lot out of both fighters, man. To be fair, man.
Same. So it's just an interesting one, and to hear Dave Allen call out Wilder, to me, it just sounds wild to me. I'm sorry, but I'm no disrespect to Allen at all, but it just sounds. If the money's right, Wilder will entertain it, but I don't think there's no money there, so why would Wilder entertain it? And if he wants to go to Wilder's backyard and fight him there, and I guarantee you, he will know what time it is.
Yeah, man, go to Tuscaloosa, man, and make that fight, man. So hopefully,
I believe this fight Wilder's going into. I believe he's gonna go wild. I believe he's gonna. Yeah, I think the only way for him to win his fights, he can't be nice to his opponents. He can't. He has to have that anger in him. He has to have that itch in him. Being nice, like, it's cool. Nah, it's just, there's no point.
Yeah, we missed the old Wilder, man. So let's see what happens, of course. And Mr. Styles 619, I agree with him here. He's saying that Joshua versus Fury is the fight to see who's the best in the UK. Not 100% agree, but I think, to be honest with you, the best in the UK is, Daniel Dubois right now, man. So that's more the best of the rest. But that's a different subject for a different day, man. But because obviously we don't have long for the show, we've got the event that's obviously happening over the weekend. Wardley's going to have his homecoming. It's obviously called Running Towards Adversity. He's an Ipswich-born fighter, and he's going to finally make his dream a reality. It wasn't Jarrell Miller, but he's got Haney to fight, and it should be a good showing, man. But Kaz, I just wanted to get your thoughts on who you dubbed as the next, heavyweight champion. And you said this as well. I need to keep reminding people that you've been saying this for like 3-4 years, man. So I think over the years now we're getting closer to, your prophecy coming to pass, man.
Yeah. Wardley, 8th to 10th round knockout. Yeah, because Haney. Oh, is it Haney?
Yep.
He's I don't know much about him, but he's a tough cookie.
Undefeated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So let's not, because what we do before as fans, we overlook. We're like, he's gonna get knocked out, but I think it's gonna be a tough fight. But I think with that energy, fighting at Ipswich home ground, you're just gonna different level. Just I'll say 5 to 8 round.
5 to 8 people get involved. Like, what would you guys think? Obviously, Mr. Styles 619 saying, I agree with BIYENGE. I'm going with Wardley. I've got to go for Wardley. I have to. That's my guy as well. And I definitely think that he wants to put on a statement because of the occasion. He's been so involved in, how much the ticket prices were going to be in the stadium. He wanted to make sure, people can afford to be there. Yeah. So, look, I'm a massive fan of him, man.
I respect that because it's a homecoming fight, and you're not being greedy. It's your dream, and you want everyone to be there to witness greatness. So yeah.
Lucy's Fats going for Wardley by decision with Honey. Honey's gonna go a couple of times. Yep, which is she knows her stuff, man. So look, I love it. Absolutely love it, cuz man. And then also, I think on this same day, there's obviously going to be a few more events as well. So later on in the evening, you've obviously got Keyshawn Davis back against De Los Santos. That person that gave, Shakur quite a few problems with one hand. So that should be interesting. So Mason's also back in that. And I believe on the Sunday as well, Apataya is obviously going to be defending his title against Square. I know this fight, a lot of people are like, Square should be fighting Ramirez, but I think with Apataya, he has a lot of problems getting opponents because he wants to fight, but it seems that guy's going to fight him, man. So if this continues, and I think a few people did make this point that if this continues, maybe you should just, scrap the division and just move up to heavyweight, man, and just build up, man. Do you know what I mean?
It's a ball game, Everybody's a different ball game, but yeah.
Ball game, but hey, man, he's a big guy, big puncher, but like you said, heavyweight's a different ball game, man. But I do expect him to get the win in under 4 rounds, I would say. And Keyshawn Davis, cuz I can't even lie to you, even though this is a homecoming for him and everything, this will be a tricky fight. De Los Santos, you've seen how awkward he is. He causes quite a few problems to his opponents, man. So this could be one of those fights, man. So let's see. At Bridger. But Lucy, do you want to see Apataya go at Bridgerweight? That's the question. Just like
division, man.
Yeah, that division is just so. But it makes sense when you kind of look at Lawrence Okoli. It's the nice little tune-up before moving up to heavyweight. So from that perspective, it makes sense. But yeah, man, I think if you're gonna make the jump to heavyweight, man, you're better off just making a full jump, man, rather than just because fights are risky. And I think last week from boxing, we've learned that these tune-up fights, no fight, you could never know you're gonna win that fight, man, because anything can happen, man. So I would like to see him stop there before fighting top heavyweights. Ooh, yep, and yeah, okay, no, it's fair. It is fair. It is fair. Lucy's obviously got a good point, and thank you so much, Lucy, for just getting involved. As always, we've missed you. We've missed Mr. Styles 619 as well, bro. It's good to have you back, cuz. So to round up, running towards adversity, you're going for Wardley to win inside 8 rounds. I think that's a good call. I think he's going to do the job as well, but I just want to know what everyone else is saying. Bridgerweight, yeah, it's still about. It is still about. But yeah, cuz obviously this is the end of the show. Just wanted to say, people, thank you all for the support. We appreciate everything that you do in terms of the comments, the likes, the sharing, just following us on the socials, getting involved in the discussions, the comments. We appreciate absolutely everything. This is just the beginning of a tremendous journey, and we're gonna keep getting better and better with the shows that we're doing. And also we want to do our jobs as fans to give you fans also access into the boxing world. So I believe also El Rico will be on site for this tremendous homecoming. So there should be some interviews coming out. So big up to El Rico on doing a tremendous job in advance, as he always does, man. So cuz, let me hand that over to you.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, looking forward to this fight this weekend. Like I said, Team Wardley hopefully gets the victory. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for your support, for your continued support, and for your love. Look, just have a lovely, productive week, and we shall see you again on Sunday. Peace and love.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. Light up my scars with a sweet one blaze. Someone flex me a bag baggy.